reality. Like, if something bad happens to you, you should sit there and go, okay, this was deliberate. This is not a freak accident. I'm not an unfortunate, unlucky person. I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for myself. This situation was deliberately given to me by the simulation because it wants me to level up and prove I can get through it, because this is my big opportunity to earn some karma from the universe so that I can become the man I'm supposed to be and help others and finally get the life worth living. This is my chance. This isn't a bad thing. This is my f***ing chance.
Yeah.
Thank God this happened. Now I get a shot. Before this, my life was just basic and normal and I wasn't doing anything. But now I get a shot at something.
Yeah.
It's a reframe. But people don't think that way. They go, oh, what did I say earlier about hoping people have mercy on them? This happened to me.
No,
no, you can't operate that way. And you can't have mercy on yourself. I've never, for a second, despite all that I've been through, looked in the mirror and felt sorry for myself. I got myself here with my big mouth. It's unfair that they did it because we should be allowed to talk. Yes, but I still did it. And if I get banged up for 20 years, I still did it. It's unfair. I don't like it. It shouldn't happen, but I did it. So I'm not going to sit there and go, poor me. I'm going to say, this is bull. They're corrupt. But here I am in jail, being a real, seeing all my wives and children on visit. They have to come at the same time, low on time. Hi. You haven't met yet, but you know, I'm in jail. We're low on time. So come in, ladies. Come in, ladies.
It's difficult, you know, because you talk about Wi-Fi and EMF and 5G and all these things. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. It is everywhere. I think you just have to be very, very conscious of how you feel all the time. You have to analyze it. Like if a certain light bulb gives you a headache, you need to change that light bulb. I think a lot of people are very lazy when it comes to these things.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be in an environment and they'll start to feel a certain way and they'll kind of just accept it.
Yeah.
Or they'll just be like, oh, well, it's unavoidable. Or even worse, they'll run to the doctor and the doctor will diagnose them with something they haven't even got and they'll start taking a pill they don't even need.
And they love to own their diagnosis.
Oh, 100%. A lot of these people who are desperate to, constantly, go doctor for X, Y, and Z, is just, I would argue, it's a quest for individuality of some kind. And, you could probably tie it into, there's mental health issues, people do the same thing. Oh, you don't understand me because I'm this and this and this and this. You're not so unique and interesting. I understand you're lazy perfectly well. And you're just making excuses and you've got a new label, that's fine. But if you want to do it, you do it.
Right.
You don't want to do it, so you don't. So I'm very black and white with these things. And it makes them not like me, but it is what it is. So I think a lot of it is a quest for individuality. And you'd be amazed how people grasp onto their individuality and it becomes who they are, which means they'll die to defend it. And then you go back into the matrix, right? It says the people who are not prepared to be freed will fight to defend the system. So there are certain conditions that people have that if you tried to fix them and say, no, actually, you don't need that pill. You need to do this, this, and this. And they'd look and go, wait, that's personal accountability, personal responsibility, discipline? Wait. No, I'm this and you don't get it. And that's their defense. It doesn't matter what God you believe in, doesn't matter if you believe in the universe, karma, whatever it is, but every time you show resilience, every time you show the universe that you're not going to bend, you're not going to break, there's rewards for it. I truly believe that. I think the reason I ended up in jail, we talk about self-accountability. I can blame the UK Foreign Office. I can blame, the Matrix and the fact that we live in a culture war. And if you're too big in one direction of the culture war, they're going to come for you. And I can blame the fact that they knew I could affect an election and the elections are rigged. I can blame all of that. But truthfully, if you're going to wake up every day and you're going to go through life and say, no, I'm this man, I'm this guy, and I mean what I say and I say what I mean and I stick to my word and I'm mentally resilient and I'm strong, then God's going to test you and see if you really are who you say you are. He's going to give you a chance to embarrass yourself. I could have said sorry and got out of jail right away. I could have been broke or cracked or cried, or I could have done any of the things. I could have signed the paper and shut up. I could have done anything they wanted and I never did. So I think that, when you wake up and you walk around with your head held high, that's a fantastic feeling, but you gotta understand that God is gonna come along and test and see if you're really that person or if you're a faker.
Yeah.
And that's your chance to show God you're really that person. And once you pass the test, fantastic things will happen. So I think it's all an opportunity.
That's why the third point that you read about, no one is coming to save you, everything is your fault, and you have to sacrifice who you are for who you want to become, I think is so real for me, is that you do. And like someone's dreams will die. It is yours or theirs. So you just want to make sure that the person who is dreaming for you has bigger dreams for life than you do. And sometimes well-intentioned people, because they want to be practical and they want to be realistic, have smaller dreams for you than you do. And if they have smaller dreams, then you should listen to you and not them.
I always knew I made it through, but you know, there's times where you just think, oh, I just can't wait for this to be over, or how is this going to all play out? How is this all going to end? But I wouldn't say, you know, it's funny because my brother and I have a close relationship, but we're actually very different people. He's the eternal optimist. I wouldn't actually say I'm an eternal optimist. I have a very different view on things. I don't think I'm eternally optimistic, but what I do know is that whatever happens, I can handle. Right. If that makes sense. So I'm like, even if I'm miserable in the future, I know I'll be a very functioning miserable man. I'll be fine. Like, I'll get my work done. My bills will be paid. Everyone who needs me, I'll be there. My kids will be raised. I know, so it doesn't matter because I know I trust future Andrew to handle it.
Got it.
Future Andrew is a guy I believe in. So as long as if you believe in the future you, you know, it's like, because the future you, as long as you're constantly self-reflecting, is going to be better than the current you.
Sure.
So if you believe in yourself now, you have to believe in the future you even more.
Right.
So when you're going to sit and take a risk and go, I'm going to invest all this money, what if it goes wrong? You know what? Even if it goes wrong, future Andrew is the kind of guy who.
Right. Right.
So let's just get it done, you know?
That's
so
literally your biggest biohack.
my biggest biohack is
The future you.
belief in my future self and being able to control my own brain and turn on any emotion or any chemical I want. If I want to get angry before a fight and I need the chemicals that make me enraged, I can decide that. I can also decide to be very calm and stoic when, you know, in an earthquake. You know, it's all conscious. That's the biggest biohack of all. That's what your mind, that's what your brain is. It's a chemical thing. It ties.
You have to make it better. And also, as crazy as this sounds, because you just described a negative experience and you said you wouldn't change it. And nearly every single negative experience in my life is exactly the same. It's as crazy as it sounds. There's going to be a day when you look back and you're glad it happened. As crazy as that sounds. I mean, within reason, of course. But the point is that you have to understand a brighter day is coming, and that God, if you believe in him, but certainly the universe, karma, the simulation works in very mysterious ways. And unfortunately, as a man, the only way we can learn lessons is the hard way. And I think the reason that bad things happen to us men is so that we learn and we grow from them, because we don't learn the easy way. No man does. No man can sit and pretend to me they learn the easy way. If you get in your car and you start driving and you slide a little bit, you're going to keep driving like a dickhead until you crash properly.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's men. God's giving us plenty of easy layups to learn our lesson, and we never do. Yeah. We just keep pushing until it all goes wrong. And then finally we're like, you know what? I actually saw this coming for years, but I'm a dip. So all the hard things that happen to us are the things that must happen to us for us to evolve. And I think that's the first thing to remember. The second thing, you're completely correct in saying you have to build your life. You have to make your life better. A lot of people don't have the energy or the agency or the self-accountability to do that. So every single defeat is just a crushing defeat because they learn nothing from it. But if you're going to live life that way, you're always going to lose. And the third thing to understand, and I think this is important, if everything went well all of the time, you'd really be miserable. Yeah. Imagine you had unlimited money and you got any girl you wanted and it was always sunny and there's no traffic and no one ever hurts you and you never get arrested and you never have stress and you never have problems and nothing ever goes wrong.
Yeah, you don't have perspective.
Bro, 2 weeks, you lose your mind. Yeah. Like you'd have a couple threesomes and you'd be like, look, I'm bored now. What am I gonna do? So there is no light without dark. That is so absolutely true. And the darker it is, the brighter it becomes. It's like a coiled spring. So no matter how bad it gets, you need to sit there and go, this is so bad that the other side of it is gonna be great. The universe balances out in the end. Like the moral arc of the universe bends towards a strange form of justice where everything's equal, you know? When I was in jail, I said to Tristan, we don't belong in here for human trafficking. Like, they put us in here for no reason. But all in all, we belong in jail.
Yeah, so I think the traditional medicine destroyed its credibility during COVID. I've never been a big doctor guy. I've never been a person who went to the doctor hardly ever. Even when I was fighting many, many years ago, they'd say, who's your doctor's name? And I'm like, doctor, I don't know, whoever's nearby if something gets broken. But I've never been a big doctor guy. I've never taken painkillers. I've never been big on pills. I've never been, you know, the people who say, oh, I have a headache, I need a pill every 5 seconds. I've never been one of those kind of people. So I never really was big on the health industry as a whole, but I think the world was until COVID, where they showed that they're actually human and they're fallible and and they're corruptible, and they don't always have your best interests at heart. And if you're gonna realize that the medical industry, like every other industry, is prone to corruption, just like the education industry and the judicial system and our elections and everything else, then you're gonna have to take your matters into your own hands. And if you want something done properly, you're gonna have to do it yourself. And when it comes to biohacking or trying to work out your health, a lot of it's gonna make you sound a bit crazy, right? Because there's no scientific proof for these things. There's no scientific proof that I can think myself better.
Right.
But if something's aching or hurting, I think myself better. I don't have scientific proof for that. That's just what works for me. So there's a degree of trial and error involved. You have to take it very seriously, and you have to try something and see how you feel and try and avoid the placebo effect and really consciously say, do I feel better from this? And then I guess the whole subject gets a little bit more complicated, where certain things will work better for certain people than they do for others. But if you want something done properly, you should do it yourself, and your health is something that you should take absolutely seriously, and you should be very conscious of it. You should be trying your very best to work out how you feel optimal as a person. What I said earlier about I can take an L, but I can't take not trying.
Right.
When I got attacked, and I don't want to give the long, very many hour story of what happened to me, but let's make it very short and simple. I became the most Googled man on the planet, and that upset the British intelligence agencies. That's the short story. And they wrote to the Romanians and said, the most Googled man on the planet is telling all the young men who idolize him to ignore all of our programming. So fix it. So the Romanians arrested me and threw me in jail. And when that first happened, my legal team and everyone around me said, look, Andrew, Romania has a 99% conviction rate. And this is one of the most corrupt countries in Europe. And if you talk against the system, you're toast. So just shut up, be quiet, and this will all go away. Just be quiet, don't say anything, just let it all blow over. And when Romania doesn't lose face for dropping it, they're gonna drop it, because they don't have a case on you, because you haven't done anything. But I was like, I can't just let everyone think I'm guilty of this.
Right.
I can't take the L. I mean, I can take the loss. I can't take the not trying. So me and my brother come out of jail, even in jail, running our mouths. This is a setup. This is corruption. We're innocent. This is a setup. And everyone in Romania is saying, you guys are crazy. You're speaking against the Romanian state. This isn't America. You can't talk against a judge. You're going to go to jail for 20 years. We didn't care. We kept to our guns. And in the end, somehow, here we are. It all kind of worked out. And it turns out, you're right. Everyone's saying, you know what? He was innocent all along. So I guess if you believe in yourself and you double down and you dedicate yourself, and I was prepared to take the L, but I just couldn't take not trying. If I ended up in jail after telling everyone it was corrupt, I could sleep. I could live that way. I couldn't live going to jail after saying nothing. Imagine you said nothing to even defend yourself and you end up in jail anyway. So I had to do my best, and yeah, it all collapsed and fell apart. I think the world is getting crazy now. I think it's not just Romania. I think the whole Western world is getting a bit crazy now. I think a lot of our systems are stressed to the max. I think that the monetary system, if you look what's happening to dollars and gold and all these things, they're stressed to the max, and nobody believes in the medical system anymore for good reason. Everybody understands the judicial system can be weaponized, and that ain't real. Does anyone believe in the elections? Barely. You know, all of our systems are teetering on the edge. And what happens when they all break? I don't know, but perhaps now's a better time than ever to take as much responsibility for yourself as possible, not just with your health, not just with biohacking, but with almost everything. To sit and say, you know what, if all these things do break, you know, if the education system breaks, who raises my kids? If the medical system breaks, who takes care of my health? This is how you have to think now if you're a responsible adult, because the days of just relying on the experts are long gone. And and I did that with my crypto case. I ignored all my lawyers and I ignored my PR team, and I said, no, I'm innocent. This is a setup. This is corrupt. So I went out and guns blazing.
The pendulum swings both ways. People are waking up and saying, I don't understand why my life is shit. And then they're researching online and going, my life is shit because of the Jews. But then they're getting enslaved in a different trap at the other side, because then they're saying, oh, so I can't win, and everything in life is permanently shit because of the Jews. The Jews don't stop you going to the gym. If you have skinny arms, the Jews didn't do it. But there are people on the internet who will argue, yes, they did, because Jews have convinced us to be demoralized, and my dog bit me because a Jew told it to, and it goes so far the other way that they haven't escaped any prison. They're back in a new prison, which is blaming the Jews for everything. So there's certainly some valid arguments, and I've been very clear on what those arguments are. But I have to be very honest with this anti-Semitic crap. I have to be very honest.
And maybe Nick Fuentes and Dan Bilzerian and people who are more extreme than me will disagree. I'm not sure. But I believe Dan Bilzerian had Jewish business partners. I don't know what Nick would do. But if I came to film a movie in Hollywood, in a movie studio, and I got paid $100 million and I'm making a movie, and halfway through I find out that one of the 300 people who work for the film crew is Jewish, am I supposed to stop making the movie? Because according to the anti-Semitics on the internet, I should instantly do a salute and walk off and give all the money back. And it's very interesting these people pretend to have these views because none of these people have suffered for their views. They don't even have real accounts. They don't even have their face or their name on their account. They haven't been to jail. They haven't been locked in their house. They haven't had death threats. They haven't had the government try and take their children from them. They haven't had all of their money stolen. They haven't had anything bad happen to them, but they expect you as a famous person to martyr yourself. And I guess the real question is, do they actually genuinely expect that, or do they just want that? When they say, Andrew, you should have doubled down, you should have done a salute. When they asked, you should have gone up to the Miami mayor and said, hail, and, you know, I'm going to kill every Jew I see. That's what you should have done, Andrew, or you sold out. They don't expect that. They want it because it's entertaining. We live in a world now where everyone is so bored and so numb, and watching a famous, important A-list celebrity like myself martyr himself for the same reason I'd have a huge stream if I set myself on fire. Hi guys, decided to commit suicide today. I'm going to set myself on fire. I'd break the records. So they want me to go out and commit suicide. And I have to be honest, although I think the ADL have too much influence, although I disagree with everything the Israeli government have done, although I think the genocide in Palestine was one of the most disgusting things we've ever seen, if I was filming a movie with 300 film crew and one of them was Jewish, no, I wouldn't quit the movie. If a man comes up to me and shows me respect and he's Jewish, I'm not going to punch him in the face. I'm going to treat him with respect because he shows me respect. Perhaps I'm not anti-Semitic enough for the internet anymore. I don't know. But I'm not going to change and bend on my views because there's a whole bunch of people who think I should. And I'd like to actually talk to Nick about this and understand his point of view on this. I wonder what he would do in those scenarios. But I'm a big person. And I'm not an internet streaming clown. I'm a genuine A-list celebrity. In fact, I've been told multiple times by many different people that I am literally the most famous man in the world. I've been told that. I was the most Googled man in the world, and after being locked in my house for 3 years, I thought, you know, everyone's over Andrew Tate, maybe it's all over, no one cares. I can't go anywhere. If I walk down the street, I am flooded in every city on the planet, everywhere I go. Today I met Chinese Trump. You seen Chinese Trump?
No.
No, he's a Chinese guy who does Trump impressions. I just met him coincidentally here in LA, and he says, you have no idea how famous you are in China. I was like, in China? He goes, no Westerners are famous in China, but you are. It's like, am I? I met Steven Seagal's son, who told me that his school project, or the school project of all the young men in his school, was about me, and he goes to school in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Like, I can't go anywhere. So I am literally one of the most famous people on the planet. I'm not some nobody streamer who can do these silly things. I have very important things going on. I make hundreds of millions of dollars. I have to work with all sorts of people. And some of them are Jewish. That's fine. They know my point of view on Israel. They know my point of view on the genocide. They know my point of view on the ADL. But business is business, and they're like, okay, yeah, whatever. You have your point of view, I have my point of view. We're all intelligent adults. We're rational. I disagree with them on loads. They disagree with me on loads. We get things done. If I start walking around attacking Jewish people, how the fuck does that work? That's not even rational. Someone said to me, they said, Andrew, Dubai, the UAE, allows Jews into the country, and they have an embassy for Israel. So you can either be the UAE and get business done while publicly opposing the Israeli government and get things done and be a rational actor, or you can be some extreme country, which makes you a poor little shithole. And I think these streamers just have nothing to lose. They don't understand how the world works. They're not actually famous like I am. They haven't been around enough or been offered anything of significance to truly understand how you must negotiate life as a man, and they've not suffered for their views. If these people online screaming, hail every 5 seconds, and doing the salute, and saying we need to gas all the Jews, if any of them mattered, they wouldn't be online anymore.